Yo, what's up? This your boy Derek Branch here, saying discussions on Strike Seven Sports. And tonight, I just want to, quickly just recap and just share my thoughts on the latest moves made by your New Orleans Saints during the opening week of free agency, period 2023 for the NFL season. This is kind of coming as a shock because traditionally, historically, under this whole, Sean Payton, Mickey Loomis era of over the team, is that the Saints usually become active in the second or third week of free agency. They usually, restructure the contracts, let go who they gonna let go, get the boat straight, and then they start pursuing players. But this year, they did it a little different. And like it's paying off. While I'm not gonna go over every single thing that transpired over these last few days because it's been a lot, but I'll go over the big things. And um, they had no other choice but to be aggressive during this first week of free agency and move swiftly because they lost Shy Tuttle, um, David Onyemata, and Marcus Davenport from the defensive line. So that is pretty much your entire, like a significant portion of your D line was gutted in one day. And they moved swiftly. I believe like the next day, um, the day of free agency, they made these moves. They signed Nathan Shepard, a 5-year defensive tackle, 29 years old, with the New York Jets, and another defensive tackle, a younger guy, 26 years old, Khalen Saunders from the Kansas City Chiefs. So, Terry Saunders signed a 3-year deal with the team, and he was this guy is a two-time. Khalen Saunders is a two-time Super Bowl champion with the Kansas City Chiefs. Started his career in 2019. Shepard his career best was this past season with the Jets, and he's coming from Shepard comes from a really good defense down there under Robert Saleh with the New York Jets. All he just needs is a quarterback. But I'm just going to pull up that report that states that the Saints signed Saunders and Nathan Shepard. So Saunders coming off a best season career high, super 3.5 sacks as a defensive tackle. Um, 3-year deal, 14.5 million. According to this report, dealt with injuries earlier in his career, but he's coming off his best season as a pro, 6 feet, 324 pounds, recorded 3.5 sacks in the 2022 regular season, and shined the Chiefs' 38-35 Super Bowl win over the Eagles, recording 2 tackles and one sack, and he can do a backflip. I saw the video on Twitter where he did the flip. I think this is it right here. Give me a second. All right, I ain't gonna worry about it. Hold on. Here it is, right here. Yeah, so he like 324 pounds, 6 feet, doing backflips, doing flips. So pretty athletic defensive tackle, man, out of Western Illinois. Nathan Shepard. See, signed these guys back to back on the same day. He was the Jets' best run stopper. Played 5 seasons with the Jets, 29-year-old, entering the prime of his career. And This is a tweet put out by Jeff Duncan ranking these two tackles, interior defensive linemen that the Saints picked up on Wednesday. So you had Nathan Shepard at 43, Khalen Saunders at 103. Shai Tucker was at 90, David Ayumar was at 65. So Khalen Saunders was ranked high, ranked real low. I'm pretty sure that's going to change going to the updated rankings for this upcoming season for Saunders, given the fact that he's coming off his career best 3.5 sacks as a interior defensive lineman. But Nathan Shepard got a pretty high ranking in my opinion, right here. Out of all these defensive tackles that you rank, they rank on Pro Football Focus at 43. But this is a good move, man. I like these moves by the Saints. These two moves right here, man. Shows that there's I would say a part of they're departed from the ways of. I'm not putting them down, but the ways of Sean Payton, the way he did things, of just kind of like rest on your laurels, kind of sit back, not be real aggressive during the first opening week of free agency. But Dennis Allen's doing things a little different, and I'm glad that he is, because it was about time that he take the control of the team and put his imprint on it. And you had to get these guys, man. You had to sign these guys as a part of your team. You had to find some defensive tackles in this draft, and in the draft, but in free agency, and I'm pretty sure, these are not two big household names. They play a position that does not get a whole lot of recognition unless it's players like an Aaron Donald or Fletcher Cox or the guy up in Pittsburgh, I forgot his name, Cameron Hayward, Ironhead Hayward's son. It doesn't get a whole lot of recognition, but these are, according to the numbers and all that, the rankings, some of the best interior linemen in the game. And it wasn't like the Jets were winning games anyway. So, shouts out to the Saints for doing that, for pulling that off. You can still add, to this position in the draft, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to change up my mock draft and move some things around because of these signings. But there's still opportunities for the Saints to add to that defensive line. They pick at 29, and there is a significant possibility of them, drafting another defensive tackle to go with these guys. Because now you got Saunders, Shepard, Cam Jordan, jury's still out on Peyton Turner, and you got K-Pass. You know what I'm saying? There's still room for improvement. But this helps right here. These two guys help. You got two of the best free agent interior linemen in the game right now on your team. And the Saints, run defense felt off last year. I think they gave up over 124 yards a clip from running backs. That's unusual. That's unheard of from a Saints rush defense that had one of the longest streaks in the game that when it comes to not allowing a 100-yard rusher. That stuff got blown to shreds last year. You know what I'm saying? Good move by the Saints, man. I like this. Good showing aggression. You're not, waiting for things to come to bounce your way. You spend a little money. You got the book straight. I wasn't really worrying about the money anyway, man. I'm more concerned about how it's gonna look on the field. But this is a step in the right direction right here, and it gives a little more hope, a little more optimism going to 2023. All right, so the next move the Saints made, I think that same day, was sign Lions running back, former Lions running back Jamaal Williams to a 3-year contract. Now this guy, man, I think I wasn't expecting this one. I really wasn't expect the Saints to make this type of move, but they got Jamaal Williams at a fairly team-friendly deal, a 3-year deal or $12 million. He'll get $8 million guaranteed money, according to Ian Rappaport. And this is a really good move for them, man. Williams, I remember Jamaal Williams when he played with Green Bay a few seasons ago. Now he's with, he played with the Detroit Lions. High energy guy. Watched him on HBO's Hard Knocks with the Detroit Lions. You saw a lot of that emotion that he has, that fire to win. Almost got that team in the playoffs last year. Ran for 1,000 yards, 1,066 yards last year, and 17 touchdowns. I think that those 17 touchdowns was a club record, broke the record of Barry Saunders. So that's a lot, man. He's a really good at the goal line, really good between the tackles. 27 years old, so he's not quite at that stage where you start to see running backs fall off. But a guy like this is going to come in handy, especially when you got Taysom Hill in the goal line, Jamaal Williams. That's going to be a lethal combo right there, man. Double trouble. This helps. This is another weapon in his offense. You signed Derek Carr. You bring back Michael Thomas. Now you signed Jamaal Williams. You re-signed Jawan Johnson. What's the next thing? What's the next piece to come into the fold? What's up the sleeves next? Not really sure if Jarvis Landry is gonna come back. We know Deontay Hardy is signing with the Buffalo Bills. Good luck to him out there. Going to a really good football team. Josh got a quarterback out there that probably gonna get him the football, and Josh Allen. So good luck to him out there. But there's still other places you can improve at wide receiver. Maybe they can look at a guy like a DJ Chalk. The draft. While this is not a really a stacked receiver class, you still can find guys. Quite legitimate guys, legitimate options in the late first round, the second round, third round, the fourth round, undrafted guys. You can still find those players, those diamonds in the later rounds of the draft. You know what I'm saying? So, looking forward to seeing the next impact player the Saints are gonna go out and get to add to this offense, but. Bringing a guy in like a Jamaal Williams is going to help out a lot. A guy that's clearly an alpha male, a leader, locker room guy, a lot of emotion, personality. They just didn't have this last year with this team, man, especially on offense. They need a guy like this, man, that's going to hold players accountable. Him and Derek Carr, that's just huge for that offense, because – even though you got Demario Davis out there, who's Demario Davis is a big, high energy guy, character, player, personality. You gotta have more than that sometimes. You gotta have one of those guys on the offense and somebody on the defense. You might have to have multiple guys in your locker room, and a guy like Jamaal Williams can provide that. I believe he can. So we'll see how that's gonna play out. Saints got and one day on Wednesday the official start their free agency. The Saints signed Jamaal Williams. They re-signed Michael Thomas the day prior. He signed 2 defensive tackles, Nathan Shepard and Khalen Saunders. So right now it's looking pretty good. Looking really good for this team. Looking forward to seeing how everything plays out. All right, and I'm going to my last story right here. Jameis Winston is coming back with the team. He'll be the backup quarterback to Um, Derek Carr, Andy Dalton signed with the Carolina Panthers, man. So I would say, man, in my opinion, I'm not shocked by this. I didn't want to come out with anything leading up to this happening, but I felt like there was a chance Winston was going to come back, and they was going to offer him an opportunity to come back to this team, you know. But and I read the video, I read the quote, his story that he put out on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, about why he decided to come back to the team and his love for the city and him being led by God and the Holy Spirit and all that, and that's great. This guy's matured, man. He's really grown up. I'm happy for him. I wish that he could have been the starter, the quarterback of the future, but injuries, things, it just didn't work out, and that was the issue last year. I know they had that little spat with Dennis Allen and all that, but to me, man, I just felt like the guy was just banged up, man. He was just banged up since training camp. I don't think he really actually recovered from that injury he suffered against Tampa Bay. It just never really was 100%. He got injured again in training camp, and then after that, he started missing time in training camp, and then it just fell off, and he just barely getting by. And being in his backup role now, he can heal. Hopefully that's happening right now. He can get his body healthy. If Derek Carr goes down, God forbid, he can come in and maybe, could come in and just get things going again and put himself in a position to where teams will be interested in signing him again. However, I look around the league, there's about, I would say, 5 places where Jameis could have went and started. The Commanders, you mean to tell me the Commanders are that in love with Sam Howell that they want to give the reins to him? And I believe they signed somebody else to go along with that team. I think it's Jacoby Brissett. The Atlanta Falcons, they signed Taylor Heineke. James could have went there. He could have went to Carolina. Well, even though Carolina's going to be picking first in the draft, Andy Dalton went there, and I think Dalton got more money than Winston, I believe. Winston's coming back on a reduced salary at $8 million for 1 year. So I think, it's just strange to me that these teams, just kind of like went in a different direction. Lamar Jackson's out there, and they still go with quarterbacks of lesser tier. And I think Winston is better than Heineke and Jacoby Brissett. Shoot, he could have went to Chicago. They signed P.J. Walker. He's going to be a backup, but you get the point. But I think the Saints, this gives the Saints the best backup quarterback in the league, in my opinion. The best QB situation as a whole in the league. Kind of similar to how it was in 2019 when you had Teddy Bridgewater backing up Drew Brees, and when Bridgewater came in, the Saints didn't miss a beat. It could be like that. It could be like this again this season. So we'll see how everything plays out. I still have the Saints taking a quarterback in the upcoming draft. One of my mock drafts, and one of my mock stories I got coming out, mock drafts, I have coming out on the team. I have them taking the quarterback in the later rounds of the draft. I don't think they take Hendon Hooker now, because now that you got Carr and you bring back Winston, they'll take a quarterback, but it won't be in those second or third rounds. Well, definitely not the first, but second and third rounds now. Because now, in those rounds, those second and third rounds, there's value at other positions that you need help with. like wide receiver. Excuse me, like wide receiver, running back, tight end. There's a lot of good impact players in those rounds, man. Those first to fourth round, first to 4 rounds of the draft. So I still haven't taken a quarterback. Just being it won't be in the first 3 rounds of the draft, 3 to 4 rounds of the draft. But so far, man, if I had to give this team a grade right now, I will give them an A. I would probably give them an A, man. Just a regular A, not an A plus, not B minus, B plus. Just an A for right now. For A for moving swiftly. For being aggressive, not sitting on your laurels and waiting for things to come to you. You know what I'm saying? And the contracts are just perfect, man. All these contracts that they sign right now for these players are team friendly. These guys are. You got players that are entering the prime of their career right now. That are in the primes of their career right now, in their 20s, their mid to late 20s. Shepard's like 29. Jamaal Williams is 27. Khalen Saunders is like 26 years old. So he came in the league young, and he's still young. You know what I'm saying? So he's really in the prime of his career, and he could be our anchor on that defense. Once Cam Jordan, walks away from the game. So overall, right now, I just give him an A, man. And looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do next. These next couple of days. The news has just been dropping, left and right. Got some information not too long ago that the charges from that incident that occurred in Jefferson Parish involving safety Marcus May has been dropped. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't think he gets suspended for that, but that's still that DUI case that he had when he was with the Jets. That's still out there. So we'll see how that's gonna play out. Still gonna have a suspension, but it just won't be as long as we thought it was gonna be because of the two charges that he had. Now that one has been dropped, so we'll see how that plays out. Other than that, man, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how y'all feel. What grade would you give the Saints right now during the first week of free agency period? Also, check out strike7sports.com/Saints for latest content on the New Orleans Saints organization. I'll be back between Saturday and Sunday on some more content on the Saints. Any other move on any news or transaction that they may have between tomorrow and Sunday. So have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out. Who that?